some noise! The Rock is cooking! If you want The Rock to bring his ass to this ring, give me a hell yeah!
Oh, hell yeah. Yep, but we're back inside, live and in color, inside of a computer near you. I'm WB Ward.
And I'm Chip Douglas.
And we got
A lot in store for
SCI Wrestling.
today.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was stopping to think about the name of our show. I don't know why that gives me such a hassle.
You can call it wherever you want, as far as SCI or Squared Circle Insider Wrestling.
Welcome
Your
to
choice.
Larry Wrestling. I like the name Larry. We'll go with Larry.
That's close to WB.
Yeah.
Yeah, close enough.
I always said if I had a horse, I'd name him Larry.
Why is that?
I don't know. I just like Larry. I think it's a hilarious.
You know, I vaguely remember a show to where you made a comment, why don't people name their kids like common names like Larry anymore?
Yeah, that would be my little
So-
social resistance to that.
So you have a little obsession with the word Larry.
I want a goldfish. I'll name him Larry. What's your
gracious.
fish's name, Larry? That's just funny. Okay, you're right. We got a lot to cover, but first, of course, let's go over our social media. I'll begin with a Facebook. That's facebook.com/Insider Wrestling.
And also our Twitter page, SCI_Wrestling, and YouTube page, SCI Wrestling, which is where you'll go listen to the show. Every single week, you can go to YouTube and listen to it. And there's also links on the Twitter page and YouTube page, so you're always able to listen to it whenever you want.
Okay. What is this for sale sign I see going up in front of one of the big time promoters?
Absolutely. So the second largest promotion in the U.S., TNA, Total Nonstop Action, Impact Wrestling. This is how in crisis they are because of the fact that they can't figure out what they're called. They've been through TNA. They've called themselves Total Nonstop Action. Then Hulk Hogan and Bischoff changed it to Impact Wrestling. And then it went to TNA Presents Impact Wrestling. So they're in identity crisis as well. But there's a lot of rumors, and some of them were kind of put to rest today, but I don't believe it, to where there's a giant for sale sign on Impact Wrestling /TNA. It's owned by Panda Energy, which is the Carter family, which Dixie Carter is
Carter.
Not Jimmy Carter.
Oh, okay.
Which Dixie Carter is the one that owns it, and her dad, I think his name's Bob Carter, if I recall that right, is kind of like the finance guy behind it. There's always the news that TNA is way in the red. They are nowhere even close to the black. They have been letting go of huge contracts because of the fact that they can't afford to pay them. They have taken their live Impact tapings off the road and now are going back to Universal Studios, which is a much cheaper way of producing TV.
Sure.
And because they're able to do 4 weeks of TV all in one night.
And no gasoline.
So there's so much, a cost that is just eliminated from there. So they're cutting corners wherever they can to be able to still produce the product. But there's a lot of rumors of the sale going on. A couple of names that have popped up. Apparently Eric Bischoff, of course, is in that name. Jeff Jarrett is in that name. Now, Jeff Jarrett and his dad, Jerry Jarrett, actually started TNA.
I was going to say, didn't they have something to do with the beginning of that?
Yes, they did.
Okay.
They started, and then after 6 months, they partnered with Panda Energy to produce the show. Then after the affair that Jeff Jarrett had with Kurt Angle's wife, they kind of eliminated him from any kind of authority role. Just because they didn't want that association near the company. So, but he is brought back. They did bring him back as a consultant. So we'll see what happens from there. We will definitely keep you up to date on what's going on.
Okay. We're not going to go to it at this second, but very, very quickly we are. Do you have a tweet of the week?
I do have a tweet of the week.
Okay,
it's not a funny one, but it's a tweet of the week.
Well, tweets don't have to be funny.
It's true.
Tweets need to be sweet.
That's true.
So we need a sweet tweet. It's somehow sounding like an episode of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. All of a sudden, tweet, city, or I don't know. Anyway, let's go ahead and roll that theme music for our tweet of the week. That's just snappy.
I should bring a guitar sometime.
Yeah.
And lay over a lead line.
I bet you could do a good one. Okay.
I bet I could. The tweet of the week is brought to you by the Twitter handle is not Bobby the Brain. So this is the guy that he kind of tweets as he's if Bobby the Brain, but he openly says that I'm not Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Well, considering Bobby's been dead.
No, he's still alive.
Bobby the Brain Heenan
He's
passed
still
away,
alive.
didn't he?
No, he didn't.
Are you sure?
Uh-huh.
You positive?
Positive. 100%. I'll even Google it after we're done.
Bobby the Brain Heenan is... Okay,
Yeah.
I could have swore.
Yeah, in fact, not Bobby the Brain tweeted, the legendary Bobby Heenan turned 69 years old today.
I thought he died.
No,
Maybe I was just thinking of his career.
That's bad.
Yes, it was.
Turned 69 years old today.
Okay.
Still, some people are wishing me a happy birthday on Twitter as if I were him.
Okay. Well, sometimes your phoniness catches up with you. Are you certain that Bobby the Brain Heenan is still
I'm
alive?
Googling it right now. Hold on.
Okay. As I could have swore he was cold and 6 foot under doing the eternal dirt nap.
No, he had the
horizontal sleep.
the throat cancer.
Yes.
I can't remember the medical term for that, but
Death.
I know he's not dead.
Okay.
Yeah, in fact, yep, I'm reading that he is perfectly still alive.
Okay.
And so is his spouse. So he's living happily ever after somewhere.
Give him my regards.
I will.
Okay. So Goldberg is not coming back?
Yeah, he's tweeted some big news as far as the rumors of him being at WrestleMania. He recently went on Twitter. People are asking him questions about who are you going to face at WrestleMania, and he goes, I don't know because I'm not going to wrestle at WrestleMania. Or to that effect, someone tweeted him, who has a better chance of coming back to WrestleMania, you or Sting? And he goes, Sting. So I don't know what's going on there. I don't know, because I heard there were some major talks there. So I don't know if they're keeping everything kayfabe, or if if Goldberg's being truthful and saying that he's not going to be there. Even though I'm a huge Goldberg fan, I don't see it as any loss, really.
No. I mean, I'd like to see him come back too. But.
Yeah, but it's not like if it doesn't happen, I'll be sad about it. It'd just be a cool thing that would happen.
If he comes back, I want to see him take on, the idiot.
Ryback?
No.
Oh.
Bigger idiot.
Big Show?
Paul Heyman dude.
Ryback?
No.
Curtis Axel?
No.
That's all he has.
No, one more that rarely shows up.
Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar, yeah.
Oh.
I'd just like to see him beat Brock Lesnar's ask anything you want of me, but we're going to go ahead and continue with the show. I didn't want to say the word. We're PG rated, but
absolutely.
I don't want, can we say ass?
Yeah, we can say ass.
Oh, okay.
We just did.
Kiss mine. Okay, we're going to get into our Hell in the Cell recap here in just a minute, but I got a cup of coffee. Hang on a second. You go ahead and start up. I'm going to go in the kitchen here for a second.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
All right.
Okay, I'm just going down the hall. Okay. What the hell happened to Hell in the Cell?
Now, this past week, Sunday, we did have the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view.
Where's that damn sugar?
We saw some the main event, some major changes that went down.
I want some more cream.
Oh gosh, I am completely thrown off here.
Okay.
Are you back?
I am back.
Are you back? I'm staring at the back of your head, so that's a good thing.
Did I miss anything?
You didn't miss a thing.
Okay.
I said that we had a pay-per-view this past Sunday.
Yes, we did. Hell in the Cell.
Yeah.
And we took hell in the predictions because neither one of us did very well. Really.
No, we didn't. Which is good. Which is good, right?
Yeah, it is for the best.
It made it to be an unpredictable show. What happened in the main event, I did not see coming, which was the, I almost said Daniel Orton again. Randy Orton, Daniel Bryan main event in the Cell for the WWE vacant title with Shawn Michaels as a guest referee. Now, one thing we did predict is, of course, Shawn Michaels would get involved somehow, but to what extent he would get involved.
And we both said that Bryan was going to win.
Exactly.
And we did lose on that because Orton won because of HBK.
Yes.
So
now, flash forward to Raw.
Yes.
Where Daniel Bryan confronts Shawn Michaels, to where Shawn Michaels' reasoning behind all this is that Triple H is his friend, and he will always stand behind his best friend, Triple H.
Well, now, to that extent, I got to give the writers credit because they are staying consistent here.
Right.
as they did put HBK's character in a precarious position.
Yes.
Where he was, had split loyalties here briefly between Daniel Bryan and Triple H.
Right.
Then they stayed right along the storyline they've had for several years. So I'll give them credit there. They were consistent.
Yeah, I completely agree. I thought it was very well done. They're obviously moving away from Daniel Bryan in the title picture for right now, which we'll get into that here in just a moment.
Well, I know why.
And but one thing that I loved about Raw was the random attack of the Wyatts.
I did like that. I did like that because it's about time they start bringing them into a big story push.
I completely agree. So I really enjoyed seeing the Wyatts attack Daniel Bryan. And of course, we're going to talk about the Wyatts again later in the show. But moving on from Randy Orton, it definitely looks like it's going to be set up for a Survivor Series main event between him and Big Show. How do you feel about that?
Oh, I think that would be okay. I just think they could do something better with Big Show.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Like what?
Just about anything. I would like to see, because, they have this really great storyline coming back now with Big Show coming on, possibly suing the McMahons
right.
for a ton of money. And I love the idea of that storyline. I would love to see that storyline work out to where a condition of the lawsuit, when he wins the lawsuit, is that he not only gets a lot of money, but he has to face Triple H in a one-on-one in a cage match.
And that very well could come out later.
Yes.
But I think definitely Survivor Series, we're going to see Big Show, Randy Orton.
Or better yet, him and Stephanie in a cage match, one-on-one.
Ooh. More
go.
likely not to happen. But
no, probably not.
But I love what they're doing with the Big Show character.
Yes,
he is getting over as a baby face.
Oh, yeah. I always said I think he makes a better face than a heel.
And you're right. And I actually disagreed.
Yes,
but right now, I will stand on this show and say that you are right. But that's all I'm saying. He's making a very good baby face, and I'm very impressed with what they're doing.
I loved Kane's return.
Absolutely.
And they left the ending of that so ambiguous. I don't know if he's a heel or a face.
Well, and this will go to our predictions.
Yes.
Because on Raw, we saw him destroy The Miz.
Yes.
And then him tell Stephanie, I'm here for you. I will do what I am told by you. And he takes off the mask.
And I thought that was interesting.
I loved it.
I thought that was very interesting. You think he'll be a corporate bodyguard?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Some of the rumors and some of the predictions that I would like to see is, and we're going to get into this, but him teaming up with the Wyatts on Survivor Series.
Kane with the Wyatts.
Yes.
Okay.
I think somehow or another he's going to be connected with the Wyatts.
Well, they got to bring him back into that because the Wyatts made him disappear for a while, so they got to bring that into the storyline somewhere.
Exactly.
They've got to bring that up. Yeah, absolutely.
So that's why I see him still connected with the Wyatts, as well with the McMahon. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they're going to play this. I give WWE Creative writers some major kudos right now because
they've been doing better.
And some of the angles are going in directions that I didn't see.
Now, did you notice that they've dropped the line with Bray Wyatt of follow the buzzards?
Yeah.
They have dropped that altogether. Now they're going with the Sister Annabelle angle.
Right.
And I'm glad because because to tell you the truth, there were several shows in a row. I didn't understand that he was saying the word buzzards like the bird. I thought he was saying follow the buzzer. Like the buzzer at a basketball game or something
really?
like
Why
that.
would you say that?
I don't know, and I couldn't figure out what the hell he was talking about. A buzzer, what buzzer? And also follow the buzzards. I still don't get that. Once I figured out what he said, I still couldn't figure it out.
So do you think that Sister Abigail's a real person as far as real character that's going to come on?
Well, maybe. Because isn't she by their own storyline? Isn't she already dead?
That's what I'm trying to gather. Hell, we thought Kane was dead.
Well, that's true. And they brought Kane back from the death several times. Yeah.
And Taker.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that'll be interesting to see how that pans out. How did we predict Punk versus Bryant? Ryback, I meant. I didn't record that. I know we predicted it.
I thought we did too.
I know we did.
I said Punk. I think you said Ryback.
I honestly don't remember.
All right,
I think I was so depressed by all of our losses on here, I forgot to even record that one.
But it was well done.
Yes.
I think this is a good way of moving him away from the Heyman angle.
Yeah, because he got on top of the cage and obliterated it.
Oh yeah, and so this is what that's what I said that they should do. They should kill the Heyman angle, let him move on. And so I'm really happy that they did that. And another big shocker that I did not see coming is the Wyatts attacking CM Punk too.
No,
so that was
they're
great.
really embedding the Wyatts really well.
It's about damn time.
Yeah,
About damn time.
Absolutely, they've let that thing foster for a while, so it's time to bring it out.
And what's going to be really interesting is to see this team, because we're definitely going to see a Bryan Punk team versus the Wyatts somehow. I can see Kane connected to the Wyatts, so there's 4 there. So I just don't know who else would be connected with Bryan and Punk. Possibly The Miz.
Damian Sandow?
Did the Wyatts attack Damian Sandow?
No, I can just see Sandow turning face and eventually doing that.
Sure. I mean, there's no really clear-cut answer to that one. So it'll be interesting to see where they go from there.
True.
Now, speaking of not knowing where they're going to go next.
Yeah.
So John Cena went into Hell in a Cell and captured the World Heavyweight title from Alberto Del Rio.
He was just using elbow grease.
Yeah. Which I think I didn't predict that right. Did I?
We both picked Cena. Both of us did.
Oh, we did?
We both picked Cena to defeat. Now, you stipulated, though, on your prediction that John Cena would be declared the winner, but Alberto Del Rio would retain the championship.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought I was wrong.
Yeah, so you got it. You only got it by 50%.
Yeah,
the rest of it.
I did not see Cena winning the title.
Yeah.
And even more surprised is I don't know where they're going to go next.
It's kind of hard to tell on that one.
It's hard to tell what they're going to do with Cena.
Because I know Cena and
Zeb Coulter are really kind of heating
Cena
up.
and Zeb Coulter are going at each other, and I think they're scheduled to for a big face-off in SmackDown this week.
So, will Cena face? Huh.
I think it's Cena and 2 other people whom I don't remember is going to be going up against the Real Americans.
Real
Yeah.
Americans.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it'll be really interesting to see is how they're going to break that up. As far as will Cesaro get his push finally that he deserves and get a shot at the world title? I hope.
Well, if they do that, I hope they take off those goofy sweatbands around his lower thighs, because
Right.
I
like that. I actually like that.
They make me nervous. You know what it looks like?
What?
You ever see those knee-high hose that old ladies wear?
Oh, yeah.
That's what it looks like.
Oh.
He looks like a 70-year-old woman in hosiery.
Oh, that's bad.
I mean, it is. Every time I see it, just, ugh. I'm sorry. That does. I don't even get what. Supposedly, they wear the knee pads for protection, and they have wristbands on for the sweat. However, what that has to do with wrestling, I'll never know. But at least it looks legitimate. But to have the pads on halfway up your thigh, come on.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay.
But speaking of Sandow, you didn't mention him.
Yep. Sandow beat Kingston, and Kingston needs to be beat and often.
Right. But what I was more surprised is what happened to Sandow the next night.
That's true. Well, he's one of the few people to cash in on Money in the Bank and lose.
I think he's the only one.
No, John Cena lost. He cashed in his Money in the Bank with Punk and lost.
Oh.
Remember that? Because he gave Punk, this is back when Punk was still a heel, and he gave Punk like about 3 week.
Oh, that's right.
3 week notice.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, you're right.
So, but it has been very few people have ever lost the reclamation of the Money in the Bank briefcase challenge. Very few people have lost that. Cena was one, and now Sandow is the other.
I think Sandow's fallen out of favor somehow, or they're trying to do something completely different.
I hope they do. Well, and they are definitely doing something different, because you notice he was dressed all in black on Monday, so
Right.
he's got a different color. He was a lot more aggressive, albeit he did lose to John Cena, but they did have him being a little bit nastier than normal. So I think he is getting ready to do some kind of a turn.
Yeah, we'll see. I didn't like the way they ended it. I mean, him just coming out there, cashing in, and then him losing to no prevail. So it was weird. I didn't like it.
And that was even after he beat the snot out of John Cena first.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, moving right along here. Let's see. Ambrose had to step in because Axel was injured. So we both predicted Langston would win this, but that was under the idea that he would be taking on Axel.
Right.
But Axel got hurt. Ambrose wound up defeating Langston at Hell in the Cell.
Speaking of Axel, and I didn't put this on the format sheet, but I just thought of it.
Okay.
Do you remember Conan, the wrestler?
Conan, yes.
He was in WCW, part of the NWO.
I do think I remember.
Okay,
this.
Conan he's still very much involved in wrestling. He's a main booker for AAA in Mexico, and he's also part of MLW Radio. He is apparently in a Twitter war with Curtis Axel.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He went on a show, and someone asked Conan who would he cut from the WWE roster.
Uh-oh.
And he said that he would get rid of lame gimmicks, and he mentioned Curtis Axel in particular.
Mm-hmm.
And Curtis Axel didn't take too kind to that. And so,
well, if he
a little
wasn't so
Twitter
much
war going on there.
If he wasn't so much of a lame gimmick, he wouldn't have things like that happen.
And I agree. It's just he's not Mr. Perfect.
No.
He's not his dad. He's not his grandfather. He's okay at best.
Mediocre.
So, yeah. So, but anyways, I completely side story there. But the Ambrose Langston, I'm really liking Langston as a face right now. They're really setting up for a Survivor Series match with him and the Usos somehow related versus the Shield. What do you think?
I do believe Langston is going to come up. Oh, by the way, it's Langston and John Cena, and the Rhodes brothers against the Real Americans and somebody else on SmackDown.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, I'll take that.
I just happened to think about that. But yeah, I honestly think Langston is getting ready to do a huge face push. I think they need to dump the idea of him hitting the baby powder or the chalk.
No. I like that.
I think they need to do away with it. They got to come up with something else.
Why?
Because it just looks goofy.
Why do you mean it looks goofy?
It just looks like he opened up a bottle of baby powder or something.
Well, it's a powerlifting thing.
Yes, I know. I know exactly what it is. And it's to keep the hands abrasive so they don't slip on the bar.
Right.
I just don't know if that many people in the audience really know that's what that is.
Well, I mean, no one does. I mean, LeBron James does it, which I'm not justified.
Does he really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Is he some kind of athlete?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, I know who he is. Basketball player, yeah. Okay.
I thought you were going to BS me and say like he's a tennis player.
I should have.
Did he face McEnroe in like an 83?
So what, does he come out to the basketball court and gets his hands all chalked up?
Yeah. Like he does kind of like the same thing. He pats his hands twice and like kind of throws it up in the air. Kevin Garnett does it too. I think it's cool just because it's part of his gimmick and it works to me.
You know, on our next prediction here, this was kind of doubly painful for me because I predicted against my favorite. I honestly thought in the Divas match that Brie Bella was going to defeat my heartthrob AJ Lee because I thought it was time. I thought they were going to do this as the ultimate wedding gift.
Right.
Wedding gift to Bella because of her impending marriage coming up with Mr. Bryan.
Yeah.
Boy, was I wrong. You wound up predicting AJ, and AJ handily defeated Brie Bella.
Again.
Brie Bryan.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'd be curious to see if they keep it Brie Bella. We talked about this last week.
Brie Bella Bryan.
Yeah, we talked about this
that's right.
Week.
It was a good old tongue twister. Brie Bella Bryan. The BBs.
But it's really interesting what they're doing with the Divas.
I mean, she got beat by somebody that wears a B cup. I'm sorry.
The only reason it's interesting because I don't know where they're going.
I don't think they do either in this case. I think this is one case of they're just throwing a bunch of soggy wet macaroni into a fan and watching where it blows. And wherever it's sticking on the posters on the wall, whoever's the macaroni sticks on, that's who they're going to have as the next winner.
I would agree.
I honestly think on the Divas, that's what they're doing. Because it certainly seems to come across that way, at least to me, because they just don't seem to be consistent. However, they did allow AJ to keep the title. Yep. So to that extent, I've got to say they are at least being consistent. But it really hurt my feelings to have me go against my own favorite, only to have my own favorite turn on me and win anyway.
Who's that?
AJ.
Oh, yeah.
AJ.
She is your love of your life.
She is indeed. She is indeed. She's a sweet little girl. I just wish she would behave better. Okay, now coming up with Bryan, we touched on this a little bit earlier as far as they're pulling Bryan back. To me, it's obvious. You know, it's because they know he's going to be off on a honeymoon in a while, so they are taking him out of the storylines for a little bit. You think there's any other reason other than that? Or
no.
I think they're just allowing him and Bella some time to go out and bump boots.
I don't think he's leaving TV yet, though.
No, he's not going to leave TV. I mean, well, he will for about 3 or 4 weeks while they're on their honeymoon knocking boots.
I don't think so.
Oh, they've got to.
I think maybe they'll take a week. I think they're rebuilding Daniel Bryan for a WrestleMania push.
Well, both Brie and Daniel Bryan has remained chaste in their relationship.
Do we know when the...
Right.
We know when
and professional wrestling is real. Yeah.
do we know when they're getting married?
I'm sure they have the date set somewhere. As a matter of fact, I know they do have the date set because I've seen it. I just don't recall what it is. Okay. It's got to be coming up here pretty quick, though.
I don't know.
I mean, it's got to be coming up pretty quick.
I think they're going in a different direction with Bryan, just to push the Wyatts more than anything.
Yeah, they're going to have to push the Wyatts with something. They're going to have to use him as kind of a...
And boy, they are.
Kind of a, how do I put this? The gasoline that gets that car going.
Right.
Once it gets going, he'll be able to take off for a vacation.
And I think that's what they're doing, because you put them with an angle with Bryan and Punk, boy. Mm-hmm.
I think you can look forward to seeing Bryant coming up with some kind of an injury that forces him to get out of wrestling for a while. At least that's what the storyline will be. Then, of course, they're going to go
out. We'll have Survivor Series in about probably 4 weeks.
Well, once they go out and they start making a bunch of little Bellas, they'll come back. Bunch of little Bellas and a bunch of little Bryans. They'll come back, and he'll be ready for the next paper.
You think out of the womb they're going to have beards?
Oh my gosh. They'll look like these little statues that stand in front of people's homes.
No, the gnomes. The gnomes, exactly.
And be driving the gnome mobile to work. They could do a wonderful cross promotion with what's that website?
Which one?
There's a website that uses gnomes.
Travelocity,
yeah. They could be the Travelocity spokespeople.
Absolutely.
Bunch of little beards. The only thing that I would hate to see is Brie Bella in a beard. I mean, between him and Duck Dynasty.
Oh God.
Oh. If I see, I'm glad Halloween only came once a year, because if I see one more person in camouflage and a fake beard, it's enough already. Enough people. Okay.
Why'd you dress up as Halloween, by the way?
I went in my regular clothes. I was the world's tallest midget. That's the best I could come up with.
Oh, that's great. Oh my gosh.
So what about you? Did you do anything special?
I had to do something, a little something, not a lot.
I saw the pictures of your kids for Halloween. They look great.
Oh yeah, they looked amazing.
Oh man.
But as for me, did you see mine?
No.
Okay. I taped a newspaper to my knee, took an umbrella, turned it inside out, and taped a tie to my shoulder, and I just went around posing like a guy who's in a hurricane. So picture-wise, it looks great. But if you saw me walking, you would have thought I was a weirdo.
Well,
but see the pictures, it works.
Do that anyway, John.
Exactly.
That is pretty cool.
I wanted to go as Ron Burgundy. You know who?
Yes,Ron Burgundy.
Yes, I wanted to go as him. But
having worked in television, of course, I know who Ron Burgundy is. I knew a bunch of them when I worked there.
Really?
TV is full of Ron Burgundys. Oh my God.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Ron Burgundy, you talking about the guy on Anchorman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there like an undertone to that name that's in television and news?
I don't think there's an undertone to the name. It's just the character.
The actual character itself.
The character is true to life.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
Every station has at least one, and in some cases two, Ron Burgundys. Fox 23, one of the TV stations that I worked for, it's one right here in Tulsa.
Yeah.
I can think of 3 people who work at Fox 23 who could classify as a Ron Burgundy personality.
Ribs. I had ribs for lunch.
That sounds just like him. Okay, what is the next big pay-per-view coming?
We got Survivor Series in about 3 to 4 weeks.
Okay.
Here pretty soon, we'll probably have Marcus Hathcock back on the show to do something special with us. But stay tuned. We will be hitting iTunes very, very soon. So
awesome.
That'd be just another outlet for us to listen to us.
Meanwhile, between now and then, go to visit us on YouTube. Go on over to Facebook at facebook.com/Insider Wrestling. You can hear this episode there, or you can find it on YouTube. Of course, if you find it on Facebook, you will find it on YouTube because, well, they're linked together. So we'll see you folks 1 week from tonight, right here on the one, the only